Who else is getting sick of these power station reviews? Well, if the exorbitant price of most of these units is what's been putting you off so far, hang around because this one here is bucking that trend. So this one here you may not have heard of, guys. It is the ALLPOWERS R1500. It is a little bit depleted, needs a charge at the moment. I have been testing this thing fairly extensively. Now this thing is definitely not skimping on any features of the other units. I'll just quickly mention that a similar spec unit that I recently reviewed from another brand, the retail on that was 2,000 Australian dollars just for the unit by itself with no solar panels. This one here you can currently pick up for just over $1,300, and with that is included a 200 watt folding portable solar panel. So yeah, this is value for money, guys. To be honest, when I saw it on the website, I saw photos of it, I saw videos of it, I thought it looked a bit cheap and tacky, but when I pull it out of the box, I was honestly surprised. It looks a lot better in person than it does on a screen. It seems to be really well built. I was quite impressed with the overall quality of it, especially for that price point. Now they do also have a local Australian website and carry Australian stock. So in the box is kind of sparse. You do get a bag for your cables, but unfortunately there is only one cable, and that is the AC charging cable. It is at least just a lead with no brick, which is awesome. The unit itself is of course packed very well, but that is essentially all you get in the box. There is no cigarette lighter, charging lead or anything like that. Solar panel on the other hand comes with a whole bunch of adapters. So you've got MC4 to alligator clips and a whole bunch of other stuff. And you do of course get the MC4 to XT60, so you can plug it straight into the unit. Now, as I said, this thing does not skimp on features. We're looking at 1152 watt hours of power, so it's actually a bit more battery capacity than the previous unit that I reviewed. That is approximately 96 amp hours at 12 volts for those of you who like to work in amp hours. And this thing even has the LiFePO4 batteries, the lithium iron phosphate, which are the good ones, the ones that don't spontaneously combust. A lot of the other specs are pretty impressive too. We're looking at an 1800 watt inverter in here with a 3000 watt surge. Another thing that I always look for in one of these is a high solar input. So this thing can handle up to 650 watts of solar input. For example, if you got something like this that can only handle 200 watts of solar input, it's going to take hours and hours to charge it up from zero. Now the R1500 can also handle a massive 1500 watts of AC input. So if you want to charge it at home off your grid power, boom, it's very fast. Obviously charging lithiums at that speed is not good for their health. If you've got the time to charge them slower, it is going to extend their life, and you can adjust with the app. You can adjust the speed that it charges off AC down to silent mode, which is 400 watts. So yeah, definitely a good idea if you want to extend the life of this thing. We've got all the usual ports with this one, guys. We've got a bunch of AC ports here, 4 of them along the bottom. For some reason they're upside down. I don't know how they got that wrong. Not that it matters, but yeah, all of these ports are actually upside down. A little bit curious, but anyway, they still work. Now we've got a 10 amp, 12 volt cigarette lighter socket port here. Got your power button here, of course. We've got 4 USB ports. 2 of them are USB-A, and they are 18 watt each. Now I have checked these out. They are fast charge USB-A ports, guys. A lot of these sort of units I've plugged in my drone to charge off the USB-A ports, and it only charges slowly. I can tell because of the speed of the lights on the drone when it's charging. When it's fast charging, they go a lot quicker, and it charges much faster. So these are actual quick charge ports, which is awesome. And we've also got, of course, the USB-C PD 100 watt ports, 2 of those, and something that the previous unit that I reviewed did not have. We've got 2 wireless charging pads up on top there, 30 watts each, I believe they are. Yeah, good to have those if you use that. This thing will also operate as a UPS, or uninterruptible power supply. So if you're running, if you've got your computer or some kind of device that you don't want to ever lose power, something that you need to keep powered on all the time, you can plug it into this, have this unit plugged into mains. It'll run off the mains while the mains is operational. If you have a blackout or whatever, this thing will automatically cut over and start powering your device from the batteries. Now I have tested this thing. I've run it multiple cycles running my computer, my desktop computer, off of this thing. The inverters in these units are really quite efficient. For example, running my desktop PC and the monitor off this seems to draw about 70 to 80 watts. And it will run that desktop PC for 10 to 11 hours without any solar input or anything like that. So pretty good. Just for comparison, my big inverter that's part of this motorhome, big 2000 watt inverter, if I run my PC just off that, it tends to draw more like 120 to 130 watts. So I'm guessing that the inverter isn't as efficient as what they have in one of these units. And just for comparison, this is the other unit that I previously reviewed, the $2,000 premium unit. This is the size difference. So that's pretty much what you get for your money over here. Is it's all smaller, not hugely smaller, but there is a significant difference there. And also the weight too. This one's only 12 kilos, whereas this one's I think 17 kilograms. But this unit does have my preferred sort of layout with all the ports and everything. We've got nothing on the back here, that's flat. You can put that up against the wall. You've got your input ports on the side here behind a panel. So we have our AC port here. I think that's a reset button there, and we've got our XT60 solar input and DC input. Obviously cooling vents, and the fan on this thing is quite subdued as well. It's not overly loud. We've got all our output ports on the front of the unit here, and on the other side we have ports for expansion. So this thing can be expanded with extra battery packs as well. Now you can of course bundle this unit with a solar panel. I think there are a few different sizes. This one is the 200 watt panel, so a basic folding style panel. These ones are not waterproof, so you can't leave them out in the rain, unfortunately. And they do have the Velcro legs, which I'm not a huge fan of, but they work. The panel does have a pouch on the back for wrapping the cable up, store it in there. And it has a nice little carry handle, and of course some clips here to hold it all together. Now I tend to find that you never really get enough cable with these solar panels to put it as far enough out in the sun as you want to, but that seems to be pretty much standard with these things. So I had to get an extension lead for it, which was not a big deal. They're not expensive. All right, so we're charging off the panel now. As you can see there, getting just under 130 watts. It is only just after 9:30 in the morning, so that is pretty good. Now one thing I have noticed, it doesn't tend to show you how long it's going to take you to charge up. A lot of units will show you here how long you've got until it's fully charged. It does come up with a number there when you plug it into the AC for some reason, but not off the solar. It does of course show you how much time you've got left as it's discharging. Right, looks like I've got plenty of power at the moment on my other system, the house system. So I'll plug in the AC charge as well. There you go, we are now charging off the AC as well as the solar. So because I've got it set to silent mode, it's only taking 400 watts out of the AC, and it is still taking 120 watts out of the solar for a total of 520 watts. If you can hear a loud fan going, that is my other inverter. It's not this one. This one does have its fan going, but it's fairly quiet. Now one area where this unit I feel falls a little short is the app. The app is definitely not as good as others I've used. I'll just quickly show you guys how it works. Alright, so basically to use the app, every time you turn the unit off and back on, you need to hold down this button here for 3 seconds to turn on the wireless connections. So your icons will come up here. And I've never been able to get the Wi-Fi to work very reliably, but the Bluetooth works quite well. The only problem is you have to add it every time you turn it back on. So it'll come up with the unit there, and we can connect. It doesn't save the pairing with this unit like other apps do for some reason. So now you can see the state of charge 29%, and not too sure why it says 4 days. It shouldn't take 4 days to recharge. It says up here that it's only got 1 hour at this rate to fully charge up. Yeah, that's just an example of why the app is a little bit janky. Now, obviously we can turn on our AC power remotely, and also we can turn on the DC. So turning on the DC, obviously here, turns on the USB ports as well as the cigarette lighter. Now if we go into the settings for this unit, this is where we can change the AC charging speed, which is the work mode. Currently it's set to mute mode. We put it up to standard mode. So it's gone up to 980 with the solar. So I think it should be about 800 watts without that extra solar input. And if we go to fast mode, there we go. Now she's kicking along on the maximum input speed, charging at 1470 watts. As you can see there, it's only going to take 53 more minutes to get from 35% to 100. So that is some quick charging, man. But yeah, that's pretty much all you can do with the app. It's very basic, and I think, you know, it's pretty easy for them to work on the app and make it better in time. It's just yeah, it's not the best one that I've seen at the moment, but it's just an app, and the important part is the unit itself. Alright, so it is kind of hot today, and we're going to see how long the ALLPOWERS R1500 can power this RV air conditioner. Alright, let's get it going. So we'll plug in the aircon here, and then the extension lead into here. Alright, turn on the AC down to 20 degrees. So obviously we are connected to the solar. Spooling up. Looks like this thing draws about 880 watts at full noise. Now it's not telling us how many minutes it's going to last at the current rate, so I'd imagine it would go for about an hour and a half. So we'll see. I've got the timer going here. Righty, we've just clocked 1 hour. We are down to 23%. Alright, so just switched off the AC because it's gotten down to 5%. It's now charged back up to 6%. So yeah, the aircon turned off because this switched off, and it lasted just about to an hour and a half. So pretty freaking impressive, really. Now obviously this is how long is a bit of string test, because every air conditioner is going to be a little bit different, ambient temperatures are different, the solar input's going to be different, but basically that's a rough idea of what you'll get out of a unit like this running an air conditioner with a 200 watt solar panel on a mostly sunny day. I'm not usually all that interested in stress testing these units, but I thought with this one it might be quite interesting to see at what point it does click off the inverter. So we will put it through its paces, get some of these high current devices hooked up, and just see how much it can handle. Alright, firstly we'll try out the microwave. So we'll try the microwave. It's only a small one, as you can see here. Turn on the AC power. We'll just pop a glass of water in there. It's drawing 1300 watts. Well, let's go and we'll get the kettle going. Upside down plug, Miss Jane. Turn that on. Yeah, that killed it straight away. Okay. So yeah, obviously I knew that would be more than 1800 watts. Wouldn't have thought it would be more than the 3000 watt surge though. I don't know how long the surge goes for. We'll just see what the kettle draws by itself. Oh yeah, the kettle by itself is probably pushing it to 1900 watts, so it is only rated to 1800. As you can see there, it will only last 30 minutes at that hugely high current draw. Starting to make some noise now. Just cut off. So obviously it can go over that 1800, but not for too long. So kettle is out, unfortunately. I'll try this little baby toaster now. This should be okay. Yeah, no problem. The toaster's only drawing 740 watts, so that would be fine. What might be interesting is if we try the microwave at the same time as the toaster. So we've got the toaster going still. Get this guy going again. Oh yeah, that's gone over 2000 watts and clicked off already. So obviously that 3000 watt surge is not for very long. It would just be to start up a motor or something, you know, quite fast. But yeah, there you go, 1800 watts. You probably don't want to go too much over that. Kettle, yeah, draws a bit over 1900 watts, so a bit too much for it. But anyway, hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea. Okay, so in summary, as I mentioned at the start of this video, if you've been toying with the idea of getting yourself a solar power station, but you've kind of been put off by the price, guys, there is nothing out there out of the, you know, the brands that I know of. I've had a look, you know, in this capacity, like over 1 kilowatt hour with a solar panel for under $2,000, and for just over 1,300 bucks, this little setup is freaking good value. As always, there will be links down in the description. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has been helpful to some of you guys. Check out the ALLPOWERS, great value gear. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.